No matter how hard we try to explain or describe evil, it remains a vague and elusive idea. Stoic philosophy instructs us to comprehend what it means to be human in nature and stay cool about everything. But when it comes to evil, its recognition is often clearer than any description that a bad person might not be able to give. We must clearly identify their nature due to the harm and evil they conceal. Within, they will show up on their own, and when you meet evil, you will. From the beginning, you can sense that questions or reasons will arise. They won't mean anything because your heart will know them before your mind has a chance to think about what they mean. The scary thing is that wicked people don't just stay in one place. You should lurk in places you don't know or hide in the dark. It breaks my heart to know that. They can be in places we think are safe, like schools, churches, and places of prayer. Even in the homes of our best friends, they often hide who they really are. The surface appears normal, making it difficult to find until it's too late. I've recently come to understand that evil exists and is complex, easily summed up in a few words like evil or cruel, as those words carry different things to different people. But when evil knows that you have seen it, it will act in typical ways, and in the next video, we want to show you how. List 7 things negative people will do when they find out you have found the truth. Based on the Stoic theory, we will look at these signs to help you. Understand them and get ready in your mind to deal with them calmly. Adjust the first sign. It comes with a new one. Reputation. If you've ever looked at someone and thought that devils must be controlling them, you were probably right. Indeed, we often underestimate their potential. They are so adept at concealing their true identities that it can take years to uncover their wickedness. Hide, but don't blame yourself. Bad people are often experts at manipulating others to achieve their goals without hesitation. There are many people like this in the world who leave those around them feeling lost and broken. We may meet them and think they're evil, but they're more. That they are the personification of lies and violence. Bad people don't just use them. They employ subtle tactics to achieve their goals, and they are also highly intelligent, controlling how other people see them after they find out what you've found. First, they flee when you tell them the truth about themselves, wrongdoings, but instead find a way to see them differently. They get it. They know how important images are and how people see them, so they work hard to rebuild. In a newer, more sophisticated way, imagine that you know someone with a bad name in the community who has hurt many people when they find out. You know they're lying, so instead of staying away from you, they come up with a new story. They'll reject everything that happened in the past, sometimes even blaming events or other people for what happened. The story is more complex and challenging to understand. It's like a perfectly staged play. They adopt the persona of a misunderstood individual in need of help. Marcus Aurelius, a renowned Stoic philosopher, greatly valued forgiveness. People often say that the color of your soul aligns with the color of your thinking. Bad people know this if they have the power to alter your perception of them and your treatment of them, not only how you see the truth about trying to change their reputation. This allows them to avoid accountability and continue their negative influence without detection. You might have encountered a specific example at work or in your personal life. I worked with a co-worker who was known for lying and backstabbing at work, but they'll know about this once they find out. They change their method right away. They might start talking about how they've changed because of the problems they've had and how they've become a different person. It's all a lie, a mere facade. They conceal their true identities to make you question your initial assumptions. Bad people don't just want to keep their image safe, they want you to feel that way too. When they give a new story, a new name, you don't understand what they mean. It's not true, it's just a trick to make you confused, and start over time, you started to doubt your initial beliefs about their nature, erodes, and you might be caught in their trap before you know it. Leaving a skillfully crafted story behind doesn't just make you confused, it makes it harder to decide and fight back. Stoic philosophy tells us to keep our minds clear and focus on the truth, and not let short-lived feelings get in the way, which is why when we're with other people, if someone is trying to change their image, keep in mind that this is not a sign of real change, but rather a smart attempt. Evil people don't just change their names to hide their illicit behavior and keep up their manipulative ways. Not only send out strange cues that make you feel. When you're around them, you sometimes feel like something is wrong. Have you ever experienced a strange sensation that you can't quite pinpoint? Listen to this signal, because it could be the next tip about what kind of people they really are. Number 2, they give you strange signs. V waves are the feelings, senses, and energy that we have. Recognize that everything around us is energy. When our bodies feel a certain sensation or energy, it's when we subconsciously take in frequencies from the way our energy interacts with other things. Fields. I understand this, but many people might find it difficult to grasp. There is strong proof that energy and vibrations can have a big effect on. These waves also change how we see and understand the world around us. Clear in our ties with other people, especially when we face those who wish to cause harm, often exhibit a more noticeable and uncomfortable energy. We've seen them for who they are, not just how they look. Behavior is important, but it's also important to consider your internal feelings, emotions, and negative energy. When they're trying to stay in charge, they project, invade privacy, and make a feeling unsafe when harmful people know you've seen through their poisonous behavior. They start to change how they act and think. One of the most peculiar occurrences you'll observe is a shift in your emotional state. You will experience strange feelings that you cannot explain. Ignoring their behavior doesn't seem normal anymore. They know that these people will try to make your life harder, especially if they hold more power or importance than you at work or in your personal life. This strange energy is more than just a feeling. Insecurity can be a sign that someone is trying to make you feel bad. They may begin to infiltrate areas where you feel threatened or controlled. They violate your privacy by asking you unnecessary questions or monitoring you too closely. They act this way because they don't know what the limits are. When they perceive a threat to their power, they will do whatever it takes to regain it. From the point of view of Stoic thought, this can be explained by this principle can help you control your feelings and stay calm in tough situations. The Greek philosopher Epictetus once said that things don't bother people, but by how they look at them when you feel strange feelings from them. Please don't let these feelings weaken you or others. Stay cool and understand that their actions are defense mechanisms stemming from fear of losing control or having their true selves shown by staying calm. Being aware of this means you won't fall for their plans. Instead, use this feeling to your advantage. As a way to see things clearly and avoid getting into trouble, conflicts. People who are poisonous often won't stop trying to control you, but you always have the option to choose your response instead of retaliating. When you feel stressed, remember that the best tools are calmness and knowledge. How can you handle this? Ask yourself, do these strange things, do negative emotions and thoughts truly impact you, or are they merely a test? Your emotional toughness. Bad people may do everything they can to take advantage of you, but you alone can choose how to view and respond to everything. What's happening around us simply serves to strengthen us on the inside, so regardless of the circumstances, the secret to overcoming anything is to remain focused and avoid distractions. Challenge. Have you ever been in a similar situation where someone forced you to do something? You mentioned experiencing unfamiliar emotions that made your life more challenging. How did you face those? Feel free to leave a message and tell us what you think. We can discuss and learn more about maintaining calmness by reading stories together. The third sign in the face of these problems is a mind that lies to conceal. Up past lies, a lie is like a complex web. Every time someone tells a new lie, it becomes impossible for them to escape. The gradual addition of thread creates a complex structure. Once the weaver knows the truth is out, they don't try to unravel this web. Instead, they keep going, to weave new lies in the hopes that they will hide all signs of the truth. Epictetus, one of the foremost Stoics, once said that a person can't learn what he thinks he already knows. Everyone is aware that defending one's lies puts one in a difficult position. The circle of lies and ignorance no longer allows me to perceive the light of truth. In our daily lives, we may encounter lies, and sometimes we may not encounter any at all. Tell the truth. According to studies, most people lie once or twice a day. These lies aren't always harmful, like when someone is trying to keep painful truths from them. In fact, one study has shown 59% of people lie at least once a day and up to 5 times a day. Men are more likely than women to lie. Men tend to lie more frequently than women, but not all lies are equal. There are small lies like not saying negative things about someone's look, but there are also bigger ones. Telling big lies like hiding an affair or other big, the wicked, are known for their secrets, but what sets them apart is the type of falsehoods they convey. Contrary to lies told to avoid hurting someone's feelings, when it comes to partnerships, these people lie to protect themselves and hide there. When they uncover a lie, they decide not to face the truth, to lie about it and keep making up new stories to back up the first lie. They keep telling lies, and each new one is an empty attempt to protect something they know they can no longer hide. This shows this is not only dishonest, but it also demonstrates a fearful and vulnerable mindset. In all honesty, these individuals refused to acknowledge their mistakes and attempted to rectify them. If you want to apologize, avoid deception. It is neither of people who believe them, but they also know in their hearts that each new lie they tell pulls them farther away from the truth and deeper into this breaks down trust and connections, which makes the betrayal harder. Forgiveness won't help unjust people because they're trapped in their deception. However, they refuse to confront reality, regardless of the consequences. Continue deceiving, believing that fresh lies will rescue the situation. When someone close to you is hiding the truth, it's challenging to stay cool. Regardless of the magnitude of the deception, you have betrayed trust. Trust that has been broken is hard to get back for bad people. It wasn't a mistake. It was a plan to protect their own interests. Such actions are unethical and show disregard for the consequences, carelessness about other people's feelings. Wicked people often lack the ability to comprehend and appreciate the truth due to their familiarity with it. They don't alter reality to fit their needs. Revere is merely a tool at their disposal, which renders them unreliable. Rebuilding trust after a breach is challenging. Next, let's look at another sign. When bad people know that you know what they're really like, sign number 4, they only come, Marcus. Stop fighting about what a decent man should be. Marcus Aurelius once said that actions have a greater impact than words, more powerful than words, and this is especially true when dealing with rude people. When you're around these people, you see their true nature. These individuals only appear when they have a vested interest. When people find out who they really are, they stop pretending to be honest friends, but instead come to you when they need something and leave when they may appear trustworthy when you need them the most, but you will soon discover their true nature. Friends are there for you whenever you need them and care about you. Worry, though, as you begin to see the negative aspects of their nature. Everything changes They only appear for personal business issues and then leave. Once there is no longer any gain, this behavior is similar to that of optimists who never invest in anything. Despite their genuine interest in you, they constantly consider what they can gain from you even when there is nothing left. They depart without considering your feelings or your needs. It's normal for people to show up again after you've solved your problems. This is a sneaky way of getting back at you after you've recovered from a bad time. They say sorry, give you reasons, and hope that you'll easily forgive them. Use your kindness and acceptance to reconcile with them. Nothing negative ever occurs when you say no. They will cease their regular visits unless you respond positively. These individuals never truly undergo change, and they show no concern. They only want what they can get out of the friendship. This is the story of the Stoic. The philosopher Epictetus is another person who shows how people can be utilized by impostors who only appear as followers when they require assistance. Epictetus had many students who believed in his ideas about self-control and patience. One student stood out among those who came to learn from him. When this student needed help or advice with personal matters, he was always there for him. Epictetus often went to see him and got beneficial advice from him. But when Epictetus needed help in a challenging situation, he expected the student to guide him through a valuable lesson, but the student vanished. Once the challenging situation was resolved and Epictetus emerged victorious on his own, the student returned with excuses and pretended they had never met. Epictetus, a wise man, had been absent or careless. He was certain that the student didn't truly care about him and would only engage in conversation when they had a personal issue to discuss. For his own good, he didn't let these meaningless reasons and fake behavior bother him. This story teaches us about inner peace and the importance of seeing people for who they truly are. And it's important to know when our kindness is being used against us so we can keep our Stoic philosophy, which tells us not to let these kinds of people affect our inner peace. For our lives and mental health, they don't come to us with honest hearts. They only have a smart person who knows this and doesn't let their kindness get in the way of their judgment. To take advantage instead of being hurt by their exit view. Consider it an opportunity to escape challenging circumstances and keep in mind the lessons of Marcus Aurelius. Do noble things and follow your beliefs, no matter what other people do. This helps us keep our peace and avoid getting caught in others' emotional games. And when they understand you know what they're really like, they will show less often in your life, but you don't need to feel bad or angry about it because their disappearance is a gift that lets you focus on more important things. People cannot exploit your kindness indefinitely if you provide protection. Instead of continuing to forget, give yourself smarts and clarity and accept these people. Instead, work on building healthy, honest relationships that offer help and long-term growth. What about you? Have you met people who only need help come to you? Tell us about your experience and how you handled it. They aim to evoke 5 distinct signs in you. Narcissists and other malicious people often use being stupid as a main way to get what they want. Discussing an event will help them make others feel bad and stupid. You tell someone you care about a problem and they say, "Oh, you should have seen that." Saying things like, "That's coming," or "Why did you do that?" makes you feel bad. You feel burdened and hurt, yearning for understanding. Yet all you experience is shame. Berate yourself for not seeing something clearly at that moment. They have achieved their goal of making you feel foolish and isolated. Small. This is how bad people find ways to put you down. Making you have doubts about your skills makes it simple to control and manipulate you. Stoics believe that everything we do comes from reason and ethics, so people who intentionally harm others by making fun of them or abusing their minds are not only lacking in virtue, but also when individuals violate the Stoic principle of living in harmony with nature, They create situations in which you always wonder if you really understand what life is all about. When it comes to relationships or even yourself, these words and actions hold significant importance. The most frightening aspect of taunts is that they are part of a meticulously planned strategy. Questioning yourself exposes you to more harm, which the trap does, that people who want to hurt you want you to fall into when you're weak. The person who has hurt you is likely to try to make you feel better. For them, it's a way to cope. They take this action to regain control, not out of concern for the relationship. They want you to remain under their control so they can continue to influence you from where they are. What they didn't mention was how the Stoic theory, which emphasizes taking charge of your own life, would feel about this situation when they are called rude. Regardless of the words or attempts to make you feel foolish, a Stoic person would not succumb to mental manipulation. Instead, they would reassure themselves that their true worth remains constant. Come from other people's opinions, but from what you know inside. For self-respect, a conservative might ask, why should I let myself be put down by the useless words of someone who isn't kind instead of getting angry? Or hurt, they would take a step back and look at what was going on from a safe distance. Like a neutral observer, it's peace and an unwavering attitude that make you the most dangerous person they can try to make you date. They may make you feel foolish, but their effectiveness depends on your acceptance and belief in them. It instructs us to focus on what we can control and what is always within our control. This is our response to the negative actions of others. You may lose your cool, but a strong Stoic spirit will keep you calm. Do not let that happen. Also, their attempt to make you feel stupid is not just a form of punishment. It can isolate you from your inner strength and confidence. If you think you're not positive enough, you're more likely to count on others to make you feel better. But the truth is that being dependent on others takes away your freedom. In conclusion, one of the sneakiest tricks that people in Mali use is to find real happiness. Once they know you, they know that they are making you feel stupid because that's how they are. Stoic philosophy tells us. What makes us valuable is how we face, not what others say or think. The world remembers that you can't change what other people do, but you can change how they do it. You act and believe. That is the key to keeping your inner strength even when people try to bring you down. Sign number 6. They act like they don't know what they are. Have you ever thought about how to spot someone who is trying to trick you? How are they hiding who they really are? This is a significant question because in life it's not easy to hide one's true self. When a bad person is present, everyone is honest about who they are. Revealed, they often pick a sneaky way to deal with it, acting like they don't have any. They play the victim or act dumb because they don't know what their actions have led to. They are acting as if they have no idea what has happened, displaying surprise at what has happened. Stoics say that people should take responsibility for the harm they've caused others. How someone acts and reacts can reveal a lot about them. Epictetus, one of the most famous Stoics, kept calm when things got tough. Some thinkers have asserted that people are upset not by objects, but by ideas. In this case, bad people use the meaning to get what they want. By exploiting the emotions of others, we can transform their negative actions into a complex psychological game. Deceit. When caught, these people often act like they didn't know that. Their actions hurt other people. This isn't just a way to dodge responsibility. It's a form of manipulation. They give you a false impression to make you question your own feelings. For instance, they might sarcastically inquire, "Why didn't you say that?" Their way of blaming you since they said you were hurt. When confronted with such behavior, it became evident that they were the ones at fault. You might be confused and mad at these bad people because refuse to accept responsibility and attempt to conceal the truth that you courageously revealed, challenged. Even if you've told them directly how you feel more than once, I will continue to question why you didn't tell me this earlier, even though you keep repeating it. This is not only to avoid taking responsibility, but also to make you feel less important and less emotionally strong. You're being too harsh, or they're not totally to blame. This is how bad people try to be. Keep your feelings and thoughts in check. They want you to feel bad, or at least you are not sure if you have the right to judge them. This is a very dangerous and clever way to trick people into telling you the truth. Skepticism emphasizes the notion that life is unfair when it causes you to feel guilty for suffering harm. How important is it to maintain a strong spirit in these situations where bad people's deeds and words are present? We can't change other people, but we can change how we treat them. What to do when other people hide or deny their? Keep calm and don't let mistakes rattle you. Self-worth. When bad people know you've seen them through, they will often do bad things. They do everything they can to avoid facing the truth. Taking responsibility means having to deal with the results of their negative actions. Instead of taking responsibility for their actions and owning up to their mistakes, they will pretend to be innocent people, trying to explain that they didn't know what they were doing caused. When you question them, they will cause you harm and attempt to alter the truth. This kind of behavior is not only intended to puzzle you and make you doubt your own experience. They lied to you and showed a lot of disrespect for you. It was a rejection of the truth and a drop in the value of your feelings. These bad people know that once you begin to question your own ability to continue acting without thinking. What happened when this happened, and what did we learn from it? Stoic thought helps because you don't have to change to please others. It's important to adhere to your morals and beliefs without allowing them to cause you to question them. The truth is that what will help you is self-control and a strong spirit. Get past the problems they cause. Sign number 7, they try to trick you. People influencing you want what they want. Take away your freedom to think for yourself. This method is not only changes that impact your relationship with them, but also impact your relationships with other people and your mental health. Health manipulation is a sneaky way to gain access, and it's not just dishonesty. Emotional manipulation is what manipulators do, but they often hide it behind a facade of care and kindness. Tricks to keep you in line that leave you open to attack and make it easy for them to do so. They have the ability to control not only your thoughts, but also your actions. This is because manipulators often possess strong emotional intelligence, a tool that helps them really understand how other people feel. Instead of using emotional intelligence to make healthy decisions, they use relationships as a psychological tool to identify your weak points and exploit them. These could be feelings of nervousness, hidden fears, or personal goals you pursue with all your heart, and the deceiver exploits these vulnerabilities and slowly makes you dependent by getting you to give up what's important to you. It's not always straightforward to spot influence because it can come in a lot of different forms. Forms, even those that appear kind and helpful, might lead you to someone. Always be willing to listen, learn, and demonstrate your deep care for others' feelings. But if they don't really want to help you and instead want to get people to do things that help them become more sophisticated, this type of assistance instills a sense of obligation in you, leading you to believe, because they are the only ones you can trust, they have power over you. Without even understanding it, it's important to set boundaries when dealing with someone who is manipulative. Set clear limits and stick to them all the time. Limits are not only a way of staying true to your ideals and safeguarding yourself against manipulative behavior that can be achieved by personal autonomy, which means knowing your boundaries and not letting other people cross them. Anyone to hurt them. The charmer who is very good at reading people's feelings. They may try to get you to give up something small because they think it's not a big deal. You need to depend on them for safety or happiness, but in Stoic thought, happiness comes from taking charge of your life. The mind. If you let someone control you, you give up your. Giving them control over your life and taking away your personal freedom is not acceptable. This is something that a Stoic philosopher would never agree with because it goes against the idea of living independently. Making you feel like you need someone else is a common way to manipulate someone. A trickster could try to make you believe that you can't handle issues on your own. They are the only ones who can understand and help you, but once you fall into the trap of manipulation, your ability to make decisions will gradually diminish. Those who attempt to control you will cause you to lose your independence and confidence. Keep taking advantage of you until you lose all sense of independence, become a part of their power game. While escaping this situation is not an easy task, it's not impossible, but remember that manipulators won't give up easily. They will continue to discover strategies to maintain discipline by employing every tactic available to instill doubt in yourself. The most important thing is to keep your skills and choices. You can tell yourself to stick to the limits you've set and not let anything happen. Anyone who crosses them. You can't control how other people act, but you can. Your real strength is that you can choose how you react to them. No one else can do that. Take something away from you unless you let them. So we looked at the 7 most common destructive people act when they know you are aware of their bad habits. True to their nature, these signs can help you understand their true intentions. Behind what they say and do, keep yourself safe from negative influences. Influences from Stoic philosophy teach us that staying calm and having self-control is the key to getting through anything, no matter what. Remember, that can hurt us if we know how to keep our minds safe. Bad people will always try to hurt and control you, but the real power is in you. It's important to maintain your inner peace and not allow others to disrupt it. Before we end, I want to know how you feel about what's in this video. 1, strongly. There are 2 respondents who disagree, 3 who disagree, and 4 who are neutral. 5, thumbs up if you thought this video was helpful. Make sure to follow, like, and share the station to avoid missing any updates. Next videos, don't forget to watch our newest videos, which are shown at the end of the screen. Remember, your mental and emotional well-being should always come first. Stay strong and remember that you have the power to overcome any negativity thrown your way. Keep spreading positivity and love wherever you go.